World of Words Special Season Whitsun Special Series Episode 1 The Green of Whitsun, an early summer sign. Welcome to the first episode of our Whitsun Special Series, a journey through 6 rituals, 6 movements of early summer, 6 quiet ways in which the season opens itself to us. Whitsun arrives softly, not with the bright urgency of spring, but with a gentler turning, a shift in the air, a fullness in the light, a sense that the world has begun to settle into its greening. And one of the oldest signs of this time is the green of Whitsun. Branches placed on doors, garlands hung on wells, leaves gathered from birch, beech or hawthorn. A green that does not merely decorate, but speaks. Today we open this word, Whitsun Green, a word that carries freshness, beginning, protection, and the quiet promise of early summer. Chapter 1. Welcome to a new episode of World of Words, and the first step into our Whitsun journey. Today we turn to a word that is not loud, not ceremonial, not grand, and precisely because of that it carries a particular strength. Whitsun Green, a word that sounds like leaves stirring, like a branch brushing a doorway, like a lane touched by early light. A word with 2 movements. Whitsun, the turning of the season, the soft arrival of early summer. Green, growth, renewal, the quiet pulse of life. And as this word, Whitsun Green, echoes within you, a space begins to open. A space where beginnings are gentle. A space where the growth is unhurried. A space where the season moves with a quiet certainty. Let us now enter the inner scene, the space that opens within you when you hear this word. Chapter 2. The Inner Scene. Perhaps you feel something stir in you when you think of this word. A memory of freshness, of light, of a green that grows not only in hedgerows and fields, but also within you. Perhaps you remember moments when you stood between 2 times, between spring and summer, between tenderness and strength, between the first step and the steady stride. Whitsun Green carries these in-between spaces. It is not a loud symbol, it is a quiet sign. A sign that something has begun without being forced. Imagine holding a fresh branch in your hand, perhaps birch, perhaps hawthorn, perhaps a sprig gathered from a lane, still cool with morning. It is light. It smells of rain, of wood, of a day that has not yet unfolded but already promises warmth. Perhaps you feel something settle in you as you look at this green, a part of aligning with growth, with space, with an inner moving forward. Whitsun Green is an image for what stirs in you when you are ready without striving, when you grow without pushing, when you open without losing yourself. And as this inner movement unfolds, let us step into the outer scene, into an early summer morning where Whitsun Green becomes visible. Chapter 3. The Outer Scene. Imagine an early morning in late May. The air is mild, the sky pale with first light, the world still quiet. You walk through a village, stone cottages, wooden gates, hedgerows brushed with new leaves. And everywhere, on doors, on garden fences, on wells, on village greens, hangs green. Birch branches, hawthorn sprigs, fresh beech leaves, sometimes woven into wreaths, sometimes simply placed as if someone passing by had left a gentle sign. This green is not decorative, it is meaningful, a greeting to early summer, a protection for home and heart, a quiet promise, something new begins here. In some regions, wells are dressed with garlands, a tradition still alive in parts of England where water and greenery meet in celebration. Elsewhere, a branch on the door marks the household is open, welcoming part of the turning season. It is as if the village itself had put on a garment of green. And as you walk through the scene, you sense that this ritual is not loud, not showy, not demanding. It is a ritual of hands, of neighbors, of care. A ritual that says, we belong to this season. We belong to this growth. We belong to this beginning. Chapter 4. The word, origin, sound, meaning. Whitsun Green is a compound word, yet it carries a single flowing movement. Whitsun Green. The first part, Whitsun, comes from White Sunday, a name rooted in early Christian tradition and in the white garments worn at the feast. It also echoes the older sense of a turning point in the year, a moment when spring leans into summer. The second part, green, is one of the oldest color words in English. It reaches back to grene, related to growen, to grow, to sprout, to green. Together the word means the green of Whitsun, the early summer growth, the sign of transition. Its sound is soft, flowing like a branch moving in the wind. Whitsun Green is a word that does not merely name but reveals, a word that does not merely describe but moves. Chapter 5. Linguistic miniatures. When we look at the word Whitsun Green, we do not see only color or a seasonal decoration. We see a linguistic landscape, a field shaped by centuries of meaning, where growth, freshness, and early summer beginnings intertwine quietly. Green is one of the oldest color words in English. It reaches back to grene, related to growen, to grow, to sprout, to green. A word rooted in movement, in beginnings, in the soft unfolding of life. These linguistic miniatures open like small windows into the early summer world that Whitsun Green evokes. 5.1 Green as beginning, a language of first steps. To green once meant to begin, to awaken, to take the first quiet step toward life. Whitsun Green carries this sense, a beginning that does not rush, a movement that does not push, a first step that feels natural, as if the season itself were guiding it forward. 5.2 Green as hope, a language of tender expectation. In Older English, to be green with hope meant to be filled with expectation, a soft, vulnerable kind of hope that grows quietly and needs gentle space. Whitsun Green echoes this tenderness. It is a hope that rises without demanding to be seen, a hope that rests in the early summer air. 5.3 Green as rest, a language of returning. To go into the green has long meant to step into nature, to return to something calming, something that gathers us inwardly. Whitsun Green is such a return, a reminder that early summer is not only outward growth, but inner settling, a soft gathering of strength. 5.4 Green as growth, a language of becoming. When we say something is taking root or a new branch is forming, we draw on images as old as language itself. Growth is branching. Growth is layered. Growth is open. Whitsun Green carries this openness, a sign that something is unfolding, quietly, steadily, in its own early summer rhythm. 5.4 Green as soft courage, a language of gentle strength. In some older dialects, to be green-hearted meant to carry a courage that was tender rather than fierce, a strength that grew from calmness, not from force. Whitsun Green holds this quality. It is a courage that rises softly, a strength that feels warm, a readiness that grows from within. 5.6 Green as renewal, a language of returning light. To green again was once a phrase for the moment when a landscape returned to life after winter. Whitsun Green marks this renewal, a quiet recognition that the world has opened, that the season has turned, that something fresh has begun. Chapter 6 Cultural Miniatures. When we look at Whitsun Green, we see not only a color and not only a ritual. We see a weave of centuries, a tapestry of customs, seasonal knowledge and quiet gestures that shaped early summer life across northern and central Europe. Each cultural miniature opens a small window into this world. 6.1 Green as protection, the doorway branch. In many English and continental villages, a branch placed on a door at Whitsun was more than decoration. It was a sign of protection, a quiet guardian at the threshold, marking the home as aligned with the turning of the season. The branch said, "This house stands with a year." 6.2 Green as invitation, a gesture of welcome. A sprig of birch or hawthorn on the cottage door was a soft greeting. It meant, "This home is open. This household belongs to the unfolding of early summer. It was a gesture of neighborliness, a quiet early summer welcome shared across generations. 6.3 Green as transition, the step into summer. Whitsun marked the moment when animals returned to pasture. Fields were tended and the long work of summer began. The green signaled this shift, a recognition of readiness, responsibility, and belonging to the land. It was a sign that the year had opened its next chapter. 6.4 Green as festivity, early summer gatherings across Europe. Across northern and central Europe, Whitsun Green marked the beginning of early summer gatherings. In some regions, villages decorated fountains or village squares with branches and wreaths. Elsewhere, people met in meadows or commons or beneath young trees to share food, music, and the warmth of the season. The greenery created a setting that felt both festive and gentle, a frame for community, a soft reminder that early summer is a time for meeting, for resting, for celebrating the turning of the year. 6.5 Green as nature knowledge, birch, beech, hawthorn. The choice of trees was never accidental. Birch, new beginnings. Beech, clarity and steadiness. Hawthorn, protection and early summer blossom. Whitsun Green carried this quiet nature knowledge, passed down through generations without ever needing to be written. 6.6 Green as garment, the village transformed. A village on Whitsun morning looked as if it had put on a new garment, woven from branches, from leaves, from sand. A garment that said, "We belong to this season." Whitsun Green was not only seen, it was felt. In the air, in the light, in the quiet readiness of early summer. Chapter 7 Meditation, the green in the morning. Perhaps a quiet space opens within you when you think of Whitsun Green. A space that feels soft, fresh, alive with early summer light. A space that widens gently like a meadow waking at dawn. A morning forms, a gate, a lane, a green that carries the season forward. Imagine standing before a wooden gate at the beginning of the day. The wood is warm with the first touch of sunlight. The air is mild, still holding the coolness of night. On this gate hangs a branch, fresh, fragrant, alive with early summer promise. Perhaps something within you opens with this sight. A readiness, a soft movement, a quiet beginning. You step through the gate into a narrow lane. The ground is cool beneath your feet. The air carries a gentle warmth that grows with each breath. Above you, a leaf moves in the breeze. It rustles softly as if offering a simple truth, a truth that feels familiar, as if it has always lived within you. Perhaps you feel a calmness rising, a sense of direction forming without effort. Before you lies a meadow, unarranged, unpolished, simply present. You walk through it slowly, step by step, in a rhythm that feels natural. The grasses sway, the light spreads, the morning opens. Perhaps you sense a gentle gathering within yourself, a quiet strength, a soft clarity, a feeling of spaciousness. Early summer carries the spaciousness, a season that invites you to breathe, to open, to grow. At the far edge of the meadow stands a young tree, a birch, or perhaps a hawthorn with early blossoms. You place your hand on the bark. It feels cool, steady, alive. Perhaps something aligns within you, a thought, a wish, a direction that rises with the tree's quiet strength. Breathe in and out. Imagine a small branch growing within you, tender, bright, full of early summer promise. It carries a beginning, a movement, a gentle unfolding. This inner green does not ask for attention. It simply grows, softly, steadily, warm with possibility. A freshness, a beginning, a Whitsun Green within you. Chapter 8. Thank you for stepping with me into the world of Whitsun Green today. Perhaps this word will stay with you for a while. A quiet companion as you move through your day. Perhaps it will remind you that beginnings can be gentle, that growth can be calm, that early summer carries a softness that strengthens. Whitsun Green stands as a sign of freshness, of renewal, of the quiet courage to take the first step without haste. As you continue your path, you may feel a small echo of this early summer green, a sense of openness, a soft readiness, a gentle movement toward what wishes to unfold. Whitsun Green is a companion for these inner moments. It appears on doors and wells, but also it appears in the quiet spaces within you, in your breath, in your thoughts, in the places where beginnings form. In the next episode, we will open a new word, a new ritual, a new early summer gesture that carries its own color, its own rhythm, its own quiet meaning. Until then, keep the green, the freshness, the early summer. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. If you feel called to wander a little deeper, scripts, audio pieces, and small companion materials are available on my channels, including YouTube and Payhip. Perhaps one of them will walk a little further with you.